Hey, it's James Fathers Rights and Resources hashtag how I got custody. The reason why I use that hashtag is because I'm sharing with people how I actually got full custody without an attorney when my daughter was 7 months old and I beat up on a corrupt guardian ad litem and a corrupt attorney helping the mother. I'm here sharing that with people, and a lot of times people just want to get on here and just say, yeah, the system sucks and the system sucks and that's what's wrong about the system. Or I'll talk about an issue and people will elaborate on how that issue sucks. I'm here helping people get answers. If you want to just sit here and just elaborate and tell me what I already know and tell the audience what they already know, like, you can help it. You can go to the Fathers' Rights Movement meetings. They have all kinds of pity parties where they cuddle and spoon each other and they just wallow in their pity. Now, there's nothing wrong with feeling bad about the system and how it sucks. But what are you going to do about it? It's not changing anytime soon because 99.99% of fathers whine, cry, piss, and moan throughout the custody case. They don't get on the offensive. They don't have balls to even tell their attorney that they're paying $300 to $400 an hour for. The attorney that works for you, you don't have the balls to tell them to go fight for you? And the attorneys say, oh, you'll never get that, you'll never get this. Why don't you at least try? Why did you become attorney if you're not going to fight for me? But then again, you guys should never get an attorney in the first place. You should learn from me and the other people who represented themselves. Or Judge Anthony. You can go to him if you don't trust me. Now he's, 7 times my rate per hour. He's $600 an hour. After the first consultation, an hour with me is $80. The main point of this video, though, is are you really serious if you're in the comments and asking me a question and then I answer it and then you elaborate on stuff and then I learn that what your first question was incomplete and not coherent and didn't really tell me what's going on? I had a guy on Facebook, my video where I said, why don't you just keep your kid when there's no court order? Then a guy said, what if there is a court order and the kid doesn't want to go? And the kid's being abused at the mom's house. My answer was, I don't know why you would send the kid back. I would never send a kid back to an abuser. If it's a total stranger, I'm not sending my kids over. If they had a slumber party and the dad was getting violent with the wife in front of my kid, I'm not sending my kid over there ever again. So if the mom is directly abusing your kid, why would you tolerate it? That was my question for him. Then he turns around and says, oh, it's been a year, the mother hasn't seen the kid, she doesn't want the kid, and I, I have the kid in my home, so I haven't sent the kid back. So he just kind of answered his own question. He asked me, what do I do if there's a court order? He's already winning, he's got the kid, so unless it was an issue like he's still paying child support, his whole question was a waste of my time. But if he wanted to go back to court so he can get rid of child support or officially get custody so it's on paper, he also said, then he said, I keep getting the runaround and the judge was the mother's previous lawyer or something like that. Well, obviously, everybody who's never dealt with family court automatically knows that that's a conflict of interest. So he'd have to recuse himself and step down. My point is, and after my first reply, this guy replied to me and he told me all this stuff. Now, first of all, I don't know what's wrong with my gender. Why would you not think that I would need that information up front to answer your question? I'm sitting here talking about a parent withholding the child, and then you're like, what if there is a court order and the child doesn't want to go? Obviously, I'm going to assume that you're sending the kid back. How would I know that you've been holding on to the kid for a year? Why would you not tell me that? My gender has no self-awareness, no common sense most of the time. That's why I'm only looking for the 1%. You sit here and want to waste my time answering a question where you half-ass the information that you're in your question. Then you want me to take the time to answer you, and then you elaborate. So that first answer I gave was a waste of time. And then the guy in the next comment, he puts a question mark. Like he's sitting there waiting like, James, where are you? I had another question for you. As if he's paying me to work for him. Self-entitled, welfare mom like diva mentality. I don't get it. The guy is sitting there in the comments, and basically what he wants is, now that he's elaborating, and I have a limited amount of time to even answer that question. I mean, I have a bunch of other questions for him. Like, is child support issue? If you're still paying child support, yeah, I understand modification or wanting to modify and fix that. If um, uh, if but where's the sense of urgency? We're like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I need to get a consult with you. And in the video, it says right under the title, "Do you need a consult with James?" I'm not here. I'm not here. This is not a welfare service right here. You either watch my free videos and work off of them. If you want to do a consultation, you have the nerve or the stupidity to think you can ask me one quickie question and I can give you a miracle answer. I mean, you're probably getting run around the court system because you have a learning disability or you're really stupid or lazy. You guys need to get off your ass and do something. If it's not getting a consult with me, then go do some deeper research instead of lazily, this guy said, I'm getting the runaround from the court. It sounds to me like he went to court, he tried to get a motion in, and he's getting the runaround and he can't get a hearing date or something like that. And a judge who used to work for the mother is not giving him access to the court. Again, I don't know the details because the guy wants me to read his mind and he has no self-awareness. Like, have you guys ever done a job interview? Do you expect the guy interviewing you to read your mind about your experience, or do you have to elaborate and tell them? If you go to the dentist, do you have to tell them where you're having pain? Or do you expect them to read your mind and say, I'm having pain in my mouth? And they're going to figure it all out from there. I don't understand your inability to get off your ass and type a few more words and tell me what the hell is going on in your case, especially if you expect me to give you a free consultation in the comments, which is impossible in the first place. You guys would do a whole lot better if you just adopted some damn common sense that you use when you're getting your car fixed. You have to tell them where you're hearing the knocking and pinging, or when you hear the brakes squeaking, or whatever. You don't just say, "Hey, my car is broke." You figure it out. You'll be charged a whole lot more money for them to look for it than for you to precisely tell them what's going on. How come you can't actually care enough about your kid when you stumble across my page and you realize I know what I'm talking about, to not get off your lazy ass and give me some actual information that I could use to answer your question? Like I said, I wasted time with this guy. He had the nerve after my reply to put a question mark like, "Where are you, James? You're here to cater to me. I'm a diva, little prima donna, little, self-centered narcissist who thinks that your world revolves around me." And it's not just about me as much as it is, that's your freaking problem when you go to court. You think the court's just there to, it's like a drive-through and you just order at the window and they're just gonna serve you up. Here you go, custody. You have to get off your lazy ass and do something about it. And if you don't know what to do, then you get a mentor or you get a consult with somebody like me. Or go to Judge Anthony, who's $600 an hour. But get off your ass. Now, this type of person, if he sees this video and he wants a consult with me, I'm not giving him a consult. I don't care to make money off of bums like that, okay? I care to to serve some people and earn the money for somebody who actually wants to fight. If you have a sense of urgency and you actually care about your kid, you'll actually do something. If somebody falls into your lap like me, I know all this stuff. I've helped thousands of guys win, and you're going to half-ass, rinky-dink, just drop a little thing here and drop a little word there and expect me to give you a full-blown answer to your question? You're a total dumbass, or you're lazy, or you're a narcissistic diva. That's what it comes down to. Now, you could change that and fix that by waking the hell up and actually caring about your kid. Or you're hopeless. But a guy like that, after wasting my time like that, and it's hard to even get through to him, or whatever learning disability he has, or whatever struggle he has. I mean, if you don't know how to drive a car, you don't go on the comments of some place where there's a driving instructor and say, "Hey, how do I drive a car?" You go get taught how to do it and you get an appointment with them. Just like anything else in life. Use some freaking common sense if you actually care about your kid and want some help. I don't